Good evening, I'm Allie Darwick.
And I'm Elena Hafner. This is the Center County Report online update. We begin tonight with an update on the assault that took place in Beaver Hill Apartments last weekend. This is 20-year-old University of Maryland student Jason Alexander seen on surveillance video. Later, he can be seen talking to the victim and attempting to forcefully take her away. The woman broke free after seeing people she knew. According to State College Police, he is charged with unlawful restraint and terroristic threats, among other charges. Alexander was arraigned and released on $10,000 bail.
On Tuesday night, victims of violence shared their stories at an event called Honoring Survival, Transforming the Spirit. This was the 8th annual event where survivors and loved ones shared their stories, some for the very first time.
I think the best thing that I could tell anyone out there who hasn't shared their story or hasn't sought resources is to know that there are people who are going to listen to you, are going to believe you, and are willing to do anything that they can to help you get through.
Penn State's Center for Women Students helped organize the event.
A lot of it is speaking up, and it's holding people accountable, and it's just stressing, we call it the 3 Ds. So it's direct, distract, delegate. It's the smallest things that can have the biggest impact.
You can find out more ways to help and hear Keel's full story on tomorrow's newscast.
Matt Sandusky is joining state lawmakers to support a bill that would expand the legal rights of victims of child sexual abuse. In 2013, Matt Sandusky settled a claim against Penn State over allegations that his adopted father and former Penn State assistant coach Jerry Sandusky molested him as a child. If passed, the bill would raise the filing age from 30 to 50, eliminate the statute of limitations, or provide a window of time for people to pursue claims.
This week marks the 10-year anniversary of the disappearance of former District Attorney Ray Grecar. He went missing on April 15, 2005. The investigation is still ongoing, and police hope that the anniversary will help bring forward more information.
Traffic continues to affect State College as tens of thousands of alumni and visitors come to enjoy Blue and White Weekend. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation's improvement work is focused on the bridge at Oak Hill Interchange on Route 322. The project stretches from the Bollesburg Interchange to Interstate 99 Interchange at Innovation Park. Parts of the eastbound lane are closed and the speed limit is reduced to 45 miles per hour. Construction on the bridge is expected to continue through July.
Hundreds of people will travel to State College this weekend for Blue White. People will explore the different restaurants, bars, and clothing stores downtown. McClanahan's manager, Jennifer Skoke, says the family-friendly atmosphere is what helps bring in business.
You have a lot of fans, but it's lots of families. They bring the kids and everybody because it is a free event and they have a lot of things up there for the kids to do. You get the autographs and stuff like that.
Skoke says this weekend needs special attention.
We have extra staff on to cover the crowds, and we're actually running a 15% off sale. We do that in the store every blue-white game to promote it and to get your gear.
Blue and White Weekend kicks off with a fan festival near Beaver Stadium at 9 a.m.
An honors student is researching the history of Penn State's mascot, the Nittany Lion. Senior Maya Evanitsky paid a visit to the original Nittany Lion to take a DNA sample. The original Nittany Lion is from 1856 and was stuffed with plastic and partially covered with deer fur, which is why it's tough to take a sample. But with the new DNA lab on campus, she decided to give it a try.
Why don't we sequence the Nittany Lion? That would be really cool. We have, because we have the ancient DNA lab and we have all the technology and the established protocols to do it.
The Nittany lion is thought to be extinct, but Evanitsky wants to compare this DNA to mountain lions found in the West. The goal is to see how closely they are related. Evanitsky says the results won't come back until next fall.
Deer hunters can expect some changes this fall. The PA Board of Game Commissioners decided to cut the number of doe licenses this year by more than 30,000. This comes after concerns from hunters and legislators of the impact the harsh winter had on the deer population. This year's 746,500 licenses will be issued. The commissioners also decided to change this year into what is called a split deer season. This limits bucks to the first 2 weeks of the season and the last 7 days for doe. These decisions have been made in order to allow the deer herd to grow.
Well, it wasn't the brightest of days, but for sure it was rather pleasant. We had temperatures in the 60s. It got pretty cloudy as we progressed into the later hours of today, but again, nothing to scoff about, especially with the temperatures. But now we're going to have to talk about a little bit of rainfall that's coming our way. Satellite and radar shows a pretty decent line of showers that's making its way in, especially in the western half of the state. But I know as of about 6 o'clock this evening, we were seeing some sprinkles outside, so it's making its way in as we speak. Now, temperatures were rather comfortable today, and they're going to continue to be so over the next couple of days. But we were looking at the 60s earlier today, but as we approach later on, things are going to start to cool down once that rain hits. But current temperatures here in Center County, mid to upper 60s. So again, very, very pleasant. And as we take a wider view of the state here, you'll notice here the temperatures in the west started to cool down quite a bit as that rain started to make its way through, especially in the western portions of the state. And once it hits us, we are going to see those temperatures drop just a bit. But it is going to be rather pleasant tonight as well, as temperatures aren't going to get much below 50 in our area. Now, Futurecast here shows some clouds and showers are going to continue to build in tonight into tomorrow. Again, heaviest showers are going to be overnight tonight, and it's going to continue into tomorrow morning a little bit too, and into the early portion of the afternoon. But you'll notice here by 2 o'clock, just a little sprinkly around the Center County area. But as we approach the later afternoon hours, that's going to clear out, and we're going to have a very, very nice end to your Friday, heading on to the first half of the weekend. Forecast for the next couple of hours, we'll have some showers overnight tonight with temperatures in the lower 50s, so rather comfortable. And as we head on into tomorrow, things will start to clear out later on in the afternoon after we have some showers and tomorrow morning into the early portions of the afternoon. But temperatures will be rather pleasant in the upper 60s, with a few locations in the county could get to the 70-degree mark.
Hi, I'm Megan Swikowski with the sports. Warm weather is finally here and people are heading outside and taking their first swings on our local golf courses. I had the chance to check out the fairways. Let's take a look.
Clear skies, green grass, and golf. It's a perfect formula for a great day out on the golf course. Penn State golf professional Joe Hughes says the nicer weather is driving people to the links.
This spring's been one of the better ones, which is great.
This is actually my first time out this year.
With more golfers coming out more often, the Penn State golf course needs plenty of upkeep for the Rutherford tournament this weekend.
So we'll mow the fairways, we'll give them an extra cut, maybe try and stripe them up in a little more of a creative pattern.
Though the job is labor intensive, there's a sense of peace in the work. Groundskeeper Reginald Stedman retired several years ago, but says he drives his lawnmower because he enjoys being outside.
Well, I'm retired and I needed something to do through the summer season, and I like to be out in the fresh air and I like to watch the game of golf, so this was a natural.
Stedman says his love of golf came from its history.
Golf comes from the United Kingdom, started up in Scotland, and where I come from there's a lot of golf courses, and I love the game of golf.
Our golf course dates back to the early 1900s, and that's phenomenal.
Two-time British Open champion Willie Park Jr. designed the college course in 1921. Today it is known as the White Course.
The current holes in existence from Park's original design are 6 through 14. Maintaining that history takes a team of groundskeepers all day.
We start off at 5:30 in the morning and we work through to about 2:30. We take a lunch break, solely cutting the rough grass.
Work aside, the best part of their job is enjoying the weather and interacting with the golfers, especially the students.
The game of golf is a game that you could play for a lifetime, so as you're sitting there, why not learn it now?
Reporting from the greens, I'm Megan Swikowski for the Center County Report.
The Penn State Golf Course will be hosting a community day on April 26th with free golf PGA instruction. All are welcome to attend. Penn State baseball returned to Medler Field last night to take on an in-state opponent, Bucknell, after getting a rare road win on Tuesday against West Virginia. It didn't take long for Penn State to get the bats going last night, though. In the bottom of the first, Jim Haley sparks a scoring spree with a line drive into the gap. He scores Aaron Novak, and the Lions strike first, 1-0. Then 4 batters later, Tyler Kendall rips a ball into deep left field. He scores 2 to put Penn State up 5-0. The Nittany Lions put 8 runs on the board in the first 2 innings and didn't look back. They take the season sweep off the Bison 11-2. Penn State travels to Minnesota tomorrow for a 3-game set against the Gophers beginning at 7 p.m. Backed by an 11-game winning streak, the Penn State men's volleyball team hits the road to take on Princeton tonight at 7 p.m. This match is one of 3 EIVA conference matches left in the regular season. The team met with Princeton last month, sweeping the Tigers 3-0 and locking in their 7th win of the current streak. The Nittany Lions also secured the top seed in the EIVA tournament this week after a 3-1 win against Sacred Heart, giving them postseason home court advantage. Princeton sits third, and the tournament is scheduled for April 29th. They square off against NJIT tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's all for sports. Back to the news desk.
And be sure to watch the Center County Report tomorrow. The Boston Marathon is coming up, and reporter Megan Caffrey spoke with local runners headed there. That's all for tonight's online update.
Join us tomorrow for the Center County Report live at noon. Have a good night.